All right, here is the video for lesson 10.01C, independent practice. What we are working here is called vertical angles. That's the name of this lesson, vertical angles. Vertical angles are angles that share, or these angles happen when two lines cross, two lines intersect, like the red line and the blue line you see on your screen right now. And angles that are opening in opposite direction. Like for example, I'm going to highlight this. So angle AED, this angle here that I'm shading in yellow. Okay, I hope you notice that it's opening that way. So the angle that is opening in the opposite way of angle AED, which will be this one here, CEB, so the one that I'm shading in green. So those, the angle in green and the angle in yellow, they share the same vertex, which is point E, and those two angles are opening in opposite direction. That's what we call vertical angles. Okay, so right now they want to know what is the vertical angle of angle AEC. So again, using colors here, you can see that AEC is this angle, AEC. So this angle that I'm shading in blue, okay, is angle AEC. If you notice, angle AEC is opening upward. So which angle is opening downward? Okay, so the opposite direction. Well, it's gonna be angle BED or vice versa. DEB. So let's find out which of the choices is here. Look, BED is right there. Okay, that's what vertical angles is all about. Let's go to the next problem. So here's question number two. In question number two, they're asking us to find the measure of an angle. Let me get the picture here. Okay, look down here. See, they ask you to find the measure of angle DEB. What I suggest is, let's find out first who's that angle in the picture. So DEB. So we're talking about this angle here. They want to know how much is this angle. Okay. And they told you here that line, this is how you read this, what you see here, is called line AB, that's the blue line. Intersect, that means that it crossed, line CD, the line in red. And they told you that angle AEC, so let me highlight it. AEC, so the one I highlighted in yellow, that angle is 32 degrees. Okay. Now, if you notice that angle that I shaded in yellow is opening upward, the one that we need to find out is opening downward. That means those two angles are vertical, and vertical angles, they measure the same. Okay, so they have the same measure. So basically what that means that angle DEB, the one that I put the question mark, is also 32 degrees because vertical angles always measure the same. Let's go to the next question. Same idea as the previous one. They gave us two lines that intersect, line AB, the blue line, and the line CD, the red line. They cross at point E. They gave you the angle AED. So let's find out who's that angle. AED, see? So this angle here that I'm shading in yellow, all right, all of this angle here, it says that it measures 141 degrees. They are asking you for the measurement of angle CEB. Let's find that angle, CEB. So it's asking for this angle that I'm shading in green. And because the yellow angle, the one that I shaded in yellow, is opening to the right, and the green angle is opening to the left, okay, those two angles are vertical and they have the same measure. So that means that angle CEB is also 141 degrees. Okay, and that's how you do problem number 3. Let's go to the next one. All right, now in the next problem, we're still working with vertical angles, but now we're going to use algebra. See, because there's a variable, there's a letter involved. When you're working with these type of problems, first thing you need to do is you need to find the value of x. Okay, so to find the value of x, we're going to use vertical angles. Watch. So they tell you that the line AB, the blue one, and the line CD, the red one, they intersect at point E. And they tell you that angle AEC, look, I'm going to highlight it, AEC, so this angle right here, this angle here is 9x minus 20. And the angle DEB, which is this one down here, and I'm shading it this time the same color, so you understand these two angles are vertical angles. And remember that vertical angles, they're equal measurement. And the angle DEB is 11x minus 30. So the two angles that I highlight to each other, they're equal, same angle. And because they're the same angle, okay, that means that 9x minus 20 is going to be equal to 11x minus 30, okay? And what I'm going to do next is that I want to solve this equation. Now, here's what we're going to do, okay? When you have, I hope you notice that in the equation, we have the letter on the, look at the equal sign in the middle. This side, see, here's the equal sign in the middle. And we have on the left side, we have the 9x. And on the right side, we have the 11x, okay? What we're gonna do, okay, is we're gonna subtract like terms here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm gonna take the 9x and I'm gonna subtract the 11x. You can use a calculator. 9 minus 11, that will give me negative 2. So I'm gonna write here negative 2, and then they had the x in common. Then I'm going to put the equal sign. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the minus 20 and the minus 30, and I'm going to subtract them also, okay? So again, take the calculator and subtract negative 20, subtract negative 30. Use the calculator. When you write in the calculator, you're going to write it like this. Negative 20, subtract negative 30. And when you do that, you're going to get 10, okay? And that's what I'm going to put on this side. Give me a second. I'm going to put this on one side. Yes, you're going to subtract, but careful subtracting. I put the wrong order. Instead of doing minus 20 minus negative 30, so I'm going to cross this out because it's not like that, okay? I have to subtract negative 30, the number that I have here on the right side. I want to subtract the number, the like term, in this case negative 20, that is on the left side, okay? So if you want the letters on the left side, you're going to do 9x minus 11x. That's how you get negative 2x. And you want the numbers on the right side, you're going to do negative 30, take away negative 20. That's how you get negative 10. And then, how do we solve for x here? What we're going to do is we want to get rid of multiplying by negative 2. What is the opposite of multiplying? Oh, that's going to be dividing. So I'm going to divide by negative 2. And you're going to see that x is equal positive 5. Okay. Now that you have the value of x, now we can find that angle AEC. And angle AEC, as you can see right here, is 9x minus 20. So what you're going to do is, using your calculator, you're going to write it like this: 9 parentheses. Now the x is 5 minus 20. And when you do this in the calculator, you're going to get 45 minus 20. This is going to be 25. So angle AEC is 25 degrees. The same thing is going to happen with angle BED because they're vertical. Let's go to the next problem. All right, here's the last problem, very similar like the previous one. So they tell you that line AB, the blue line, and the line CD, the red line, they cross, they intersect at point E. And they tell you that angle EAED, which is AED, which is this angle right here. Okay, so all of this here is 61 over 4x. And angle BEC, which is this angle here, okay, BEC, these two angle, this angle is 5x plus 82. Now, if you notice that I shaded in yellow, those two angles are vertical because the angle AED is opening to the right and angle BEC is opening to the left. So they're in the opposite direction. They share the same vertex because these are the vertex happen when the two lines cross. So these two angles are vertical angles. Okay, and because they're vertical angles, that means that what I shaded in yellow, they're equal to each other. So what I'm saying, that 5x plus 82 is equal to 61 over 4x. Okay. And now what you want to do here is you want to put all the, remember, we want to solve for x. We need to find the value of x first. So what we're going to do is I want to put all the letters in this case, because if you look, I have here 5x on the left side, but that 5x is together with the 82, and 61 over 4x is on the right side. Now the right side has no other number, no other term. So what I want to do is I want to put all the x's on the right side. Remember that the equal sign here split the problem with left side and right side. Okay. And I want to put all the x's together and all the numbers together. Now on the right side we only have x's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 61 over 4x. I'm going to subtract 5x. And that way I only have 82 on the left side. See, it's like I took this 5x on the left side and I put it on the right side, but you have to subtract them, okay? Because we are doing the opposite action of adding 5x. So when you take your calculator here, you're going to do 61 over 4. You want to subtract 5, okay? And look what you got. All right, and I am going to write that here, 10.25x. And on this side, I still have the 82. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to get rid of multiplying by 10.25. What is the opposite of multiplying? Oh, we're going to divide by 10.25. Okay, whatever you do on one side, you do it in the other. And so we're going to get x equal, now let's take our calculator again. Let me get my calculator. And I'm going to divide 82 divided by 10.25. And you can see I got 8. So I found my value of x. The next thing I need to do is they ask me to find the angle BEC, which is 5x plus 82. So in the calculator, I'm going to write 5 parentheses that x but my x is 8 plus 82. And you're gonna see, I'm gonna put it in my calculator so you can see it. So I'm gonna write 5 parentheses 8 plus 82. And you can see that my angle BEC is 122 degrees, okay? And that's how you do these problems.